So in this video I'll cover all the stuff I'm using for the trip as far as camera gear goes. And I just got a new camera that I'll be unboxing and stuff here. That's the DBPower EX5000. So we have the Sony Handycam with that tripod, all the GoPro batteries, LCD screen, battery backpack for the GoPros, extra lenses, SD cards, a couple of suction cup mounts for the cars. I have a Hero Silver 3 Plus and a Hero 3 White. And then I'm filming with the Sony Handycam plus the dash cam. So the dash cam's always looking forward, and then I can put the GoPros outside the car on different things. I have the two suction cups, another SD card. But this camera is DBPower. It's supposed to be like the same GoPro style action camera. Had some decent reviews on Amazon. I wouldn't be upset if it fell off the car compared to the GoPros. It's supposed to have a ton of accessories with it. Alright, so here's the camera, and this box is going to be all your accessories and stuff. We'll just go through the accessories first. So, some Velcro style stuff. Like a seat clamp. Probably a charging wire. Tripod mounts, 2 of them maybe. Potato chip bag clip style thing. Standard hat mount, like a GoPro one. That was like exactly the same as GoPro. Extra battery, another GoPro thing. I'm sure these will work with GoPro stuff too. These mounts. Another arm. This is like a frame housing. And supposedly this camera has the LCD screen built in, which is kind of good. I mean, it's a pain to put this on the GoPro. 3M mounts and a tether. I like this metal tether. That's going to go straight on a GoPro, not this camera. 1080p, waterproof, water resistant. So now we get to the camera. 2 buttons on the side, 1 on the front, 1 on the top. So this one you have to slide this mechanism over and then it opens. Just slightly thicker, if any. Taller, I would say. It is thicker depth-wise. And length-wise, they're pretty much the same. So it's just a little thicker, but then if you put the LCD screen on the GoPro, with the LCD screen on, it's way thicker than the new camera. I don't expect this to be as good as the GoPros, but I'm not really impressed with the GoPros. So powered right on. Pretty easy screen to read for me. I don't know if you can see it on the camera good. 1080-30 at the top there. It looks like it has a 3-minute looping setting on it now, and microphone, battery. You have all your settings. So you have your 1080 at the top, and then 720, 60 frames per second, 720, 30. And if the Sony camera would just focus on the cheap $40 camera, we'd be all set. So we'll see how it is. Test it out versus the GoPros. Pretty good, cheap camera so far. Haven't used it yet, but the way I came up with trying to keep all the cameras together, right? Because if you have a couple cameras on the outside and then you're trying to match it all up with the dash cam footage, like right before you make a run or laps or whatever you're doing, you have it set up here, right? So you could do date and time, and then, you know, make sure the dash cam date and time is the same. And then GoPro White. So say your GoPro SD card's on like file number 12, because you already did like 12 things with it and you didn't have time to empty the SD card. So you would write like 12 in GoPro White, and then GoPro Silver might be on like brand new one, so you would write number 1 for file number 1, and then so on. So that way when you're trying to like match up all your videos, you can have like film one run and edit all the cameras together, but you're not going to have time to like empty your SD cards and save files and stuff after each thing. You just stop the camera, restart it, make another run, and then try to figure it all out at the end of the day. That's kind of tough. so hopefully this way it works a little better. And I made a video on the tools that I'll bring. Carry a little toolbox because it's like a pretty far trip, 1,000 miles there, 1,000 miles back. And about another week or two, there'll probably be a ton of cool R32 videos coming up with all these new cameras. So here's what the camera gear looks like all packed up in the cases. I have the 2 GoPros in this one, the new camera in that one, extra cases, all the different extra parts, you know, batteries. More. So one thing I noticed about this camera after I put it back in the housing, I was just sitting here and I was like, can you hear that? It's shaking in there. Inside the housing, the camera's moving. So one way I figured out how to show you is, right after this black ring that my knife's touching, right here, there's a big gap. And on the other side, all those rings are tight and touching. So now we'll shake the camera and put the gap on the other side. Like I said, now there's a big gap down here, and up here it's all tight. We'll switch it back. Now the gap's back at the top. So maybe I can put something around that, or put more like rubber padding in there, foam padding. Keep the camera in one place, because that's not going to work, drifting around in the car. Yeah, so, I mean, you can shake the GoPro, there's no movement there. Usually it's the GoPro mounts that fail. Beg your pardon. I have a bag of GoPro mounts. The bag of broken GoPro mounts is probably more full than the bag of actual usable GoPro mounts. I plastic dip my housings too. So like, this was a black housing and a clear back. So that's plastic dip on there. And this entire housing is plastic dipped, and then you just go right over the buttons, they still work. If you don't want to pay $50 for a black GoPro housing, and I don't know what they go for currently, or if they still make them like that, but when I bought all these were clear housings, and I just plastic dipped them black. And this one was like an off-brand, like a Krylon type plastic dip, and that's why it's like sparkly compared to the other ones. Stupid, I hate that kind, but you know, it's cheaper than buying a blackout housing. I did buy one blackout housing, and then I learned my lesson, you know. So I made another video on how to make the GoPro Jaws clamp. It's a little DIY. So you don't have to pay like $50 for the Jaws clamp. Just go to Home Depot, buy one of these for, you know, $3 I think, these Husky clamps or whatever they are. These little ends pivot with rubber feet on them so it doesn't mess stuff up. And like if you wanted to set it up on the desk right here, you just clamp it right on. Slip your GoPro in there, good to go. Very strong compared to the GoPro ones. So just to show you which way it's sliding, it's moving side to side. I don't know if you can see, there's like those little tabs there inside the housing. So it's not going up and down much, it's just all the side to side. Blueprints must be off for their manufacturing. Or they're just half-assing it because it's a $60 camera. Away she goes. We'll see how it compares to the GoPros. So like and subscribe for more R32 stuff, VW shows, events, stuff like that. Cool scooter videos. Rode the scooter in the rain today because I didn't want to get the R32 dirty.